If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. Shedeur Sanders didn't waste a second making an impact in Cleveland. Just days after being selected by the Browns with the 144th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the rookie quarterback was already on the move, not just on the field, but in the community. The 6'2" quarterback, fresh off a historic season with Colorado, landed in Cleveland on Tuesday and immediately began preparing for rookie minicamp. Most rookies would focus solely on the playbook and practice reps, but not Shedeur. His first steps in Cleveland were symbolic of the kind of player and person he is. Grounded, driven, and connected to the community. Before he even took a snap in a Browns uniform, he decided to give back. That decision led him to John Marshall High School, where his presence sent a ripple of excitement through the student body and reminded everyone in attendance that football is bigger than the game. It's about people. Walking into John Marshall High School, Shedeur Sanders wasn't just a quarterback. He was a symbol of inspiration, a living testament to where dreams and hard work can take you. The students had no idea he was coming, and the surprise was electric. Phones were out. Cheers filled the halls, and eyes widened with disbelief as one of the NFL's most talked about rookies entered their world. Sanders could have easily stayed focused on drills and film, but instead he chose connection. He delivered a message that resonated far beyond football. "We got a purpose," he said with confidence. "We got something we're trying to accomplish and achieve." He told them he was here to win a Super Bowl for Cleveland, but more importantly, he was here to be present. That one moment in a high school gym filled with dreams and questions may not show up on a stat sheet, but it speaks volumes about the leader the Browns just drafted. For Shedeur, the visit wasn't just about photo, ops, or good PR. It was deeply personal. He knows what it means to be looked up to. When asked by a student what keeps him motivated, his answer was powerful in its simplicity. "Knowing I got a lot of people watching me, knowing that I'm a positive influence to the youth." That awareness is part of what makes him different. Shedeur carries a weight that he doesn't shy away from. It fuels him. And it's not lost on him that his journey from being the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders to carving out his own identity is under a constant spotlight. But rather than letting that pressure break him, he uses it as a platform to lead, to encourage, and to elevate others. This isn't just about passing yards and touchdowns. For Shedeur Sanders is about purpose and presence. And that's something Cleveland fans should be proud of. The visit also gave students a chance to interact directly with someone whose name they've seen trending and whose highlights they've watched countless times. From the football field to the high school auditorium, Sanders brought humility and accessibility. He didn't talk down. He didn't lecture. He connected. He listened. He answered questions with honesty. The autograph line wasn't just about getting a signature. It was about sharing a moment. Faculty members, students, and staff all got a piece of the energy that Shedeur brought with him. For many of those kids, that encounter will stay with them for years. They didn't just meet a future NFL quarterback, they met someone who genuinely cared. And in a world where athletes often seem distant or detached, Shedeur's willingness to show up, to really be there, made all the difference. Sanders' path to the NFL has been anything but typical. After lighting it up at Jackson State and then transferring to Colorado, he put together a monster 2024 season with 434 passing yards and 37 touchdowns. His ability to read defenses, extend plays, and deliver strikes made him one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in college football. ESPN's Peter Schrager even projected him as a first-round pick. Yet when draft day came, he had to wait. And wait until finally the Browns called his name in the 5th round. That slide might fuel a chip on his shoulder, but if you ask Shedeur, he's right where he's supposed to be. He's not interested in the doubters or the noise. He's focused on Cleveland, and based on his early actions, he's going to fit in just fine. The quarterback room Shedeur joins in Cleveland is one of the more intriguing in the NFL. Deshaun Watson remains the starter with a lot to prove. Joe Flacco brings veteran experience and poise. Kenny Pickett adds youth and starting experience from Pittsburgh. And then there's Dylan Gabriel, another rookie gunslinger joining the fold. It's a crowded room, and it's clear nothing will be handed to Shedeur. But that's exactly the kind of environment he thrives in. He's no stranger to competition, and he's no stranger to adversity. If anything, his college journey and a draft experience have only sharpened his edge. Don't be surprised if he makes noise in training camp, because as much as he respects the veterans ahead of him, Shedeur Sanders didn't come to Cleveland to ride the bench, he came to earn. While others see him as the son of a Hall of Famer, Shedeur is laser focused on writing his own chapter. His poise in the pocket, command of the huddle, and leadership qualities were praised throughout his college career. But now it's time for the next step. Cleveland isn't an easy city to win over, especially when it comes to football. The expectations are high, and the memories of heartbreak still linger, but Shedeur seems to understand that. His first move wasn't flashy. It was humble. It wasn't about cameras. It was about connection. That speaks volumes about the type of quarterback a man the Browns are getting. In a league that demands both talent and character, Shedeur is already proving he's got both. The Browns, under head coach Kevin Stefanski and GM Andrew Berry, are building something they believe can last. And while Shedeur may not be the centerpiece, yet he's an important puzzle piece. His presence adds a different energy to the team. He's young, but he's mature. He's confident, but not arrogant. And he's already putting in the work on the field and in the community. Hill drills and film sessions during the day, high school visits and motivational talks at night. That dual commitment to craft and community will serve him well in Cleveland, a city that embraces grit, effort, and heart. If Shedeur continues this path, it won't be long before he has the fan base fully behind him. Ultimately, what Shedeur did this week wasn't just about being a good rookie. It was about being a good man. He understood that his platform means something, that every move he makes sets an example. That's leadership. And for Browns fans looking for a spark, someone to believe in, not just because of arm talent, but because of integrity, Sanders offers just that. His performance on the field will tell one story, but the legacy he begins building off of it could mean even more. Cleveland isn't just getting a quarterback, it's getting a role model, a worker, a young man hungry to prove that greatness isn't given, it's earned step by step. As rookie minicamp approaches, all eyes will be on Shedeur Sanders. How will he adjust to the pro game? How will he handle the pressure? Those are fair questions. But if his first week in Cleveland is any indication, he's got the mindset and maturity to handle whatever comes next. The visit to John Marshall. High school was a chapter, a powerful one, but the book is still being written. And something tells us that Shedeur Sanders has only just begun to show what he's capable of. Whether he's throwing touchdowns at First Energy Stadium or speaking to students about purpose and perseverance, one thing is clear. Cleveland has a rookie worth rooting for. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take. In the comments, we want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The Cleveland Browns find themselves in the eye of yet another storm. Only this time, it's not a quarterback controversy or a coaching decision that's making headlines. It's a full-blown locker room crisis. And at the center of it all are two of the team's most high-profile stars, cornerback Denzel Ward and quarterback Deshaun Watson. In a shocking development that has sent ripples through the NFL community, Denzel Ward has reportedly told team officials that he no longer intends to play alongside Watson. That's not an offhand remark or locker room heat of the moment tension. This is a firm, calculated stance, one that could shake the very foundation of the Browns roster as they head into a crucial offseason. Ward, a cornerstone of the Browns' defense and one of the league's premier cornerbacks, has always been seen as a quiet professional. Rarely one to stir controversy or seek the spotlight off the field, his declaration carries an even heavier weight. If someone like Ward is speaking out, something is seriously wrong behind the scenes. Sources close to the organization say that this rift didn't happen overnight. It's been simmering beneath the surface for months, maybe even longer. And while the specifics remain guarded by those directly involved, the growing sense is that this goes far beyond a disagreement over football strategy or locker room culture. This is personal. This is deep. And it's not going away quietly. The Browns had high hopes when they traded for Deshaun Watson in 2022, handing over a mountain of draft capital and committing to a fully guaranteed contract worth $230 million. It was a statement of intent. The franchise wanted to win, and they were willing to take a chance on a polarizing player to do so. But what followed has been anything but smooth. Watson's inconsistent play, multiple injuries, and the constant media cloud surrounding his off-field history have left a sour taste, not only in the mouths of fans, but evidently within the locker room too. Denzel Ward's stance is now bringing those internal fractures into full public view. While neither Watson nor the Browns organization has officially commented on Ward's declaration, the implications are massive. In the NFL, it's rare for players to openly demand distance from a teammate, especially when playing the quarterback position. It's even rarer for it to come from a veteran defensive leader, someone who has been a captain and whose voice carries real weight inside the building. Ward isn't just a Pro Bowler. He's a symbol of the Browns' rebuild, a homegrown talent drafted 4th overall in 2018 who earned every bit of his contract extension and the respect that comes with it. When he talks, people listen. The locker room dynamic is a fragile thing, especially when you're dealing with stars who command different kinds of authority. Quarterbacks by nature are expected to be leaders. They set the tone. But when a quarterback loses the trust of the defense, or worse, becomes a source of division, it becomes almost impossible to maintain cohesion. That seems to be where the Browns are now. There's no indication that Ward is alone in his sentiments. Whispers are growing louder that other players on the defensive side of the ball have also grown disillusioned with Watson's leadership, or lack thereof. Some feel that his commitment to the team has waned. Others believe his off-field baggage continues to cast a shadow that the team can't escape from. Ward, for his part, has tried to handle this with professionalism. But there comes a point where silence becomes complicity. According to insiders, his message to the team was clear. If Deshaun Watson remains the starting quarterback, he wants out. That ultimatum puts the Browns in a nearly impossible position. Do they back their $230 million investment, or do they stand by the defensive stalwart who's given them everything and now feels betrayed or alienated? The front office, already under pressure from fans and media alike, now finds itself caught between two stars on opposite sides of the ball, and possibly opposite visions of what this team should be. The timing couldn't be worse. The Browns are at a crossroads. After years of rebuilding, gathering talent, and trying to create a sustainable winning culture, they now face the risk of implosion. Team chemistry doesn't show up on stat sheets, but it determines who lifts trophies in January. And right now, Cleveland's chemistry is more volatile than ever. Training camp is still months away, but the drama has already begun. Ward has reportedly skipped some voluntary workouts and team events. And while it hasn't been formally labeled as a holdout, the message is loud and clear. He's distancing himself. The tension is thick, and it's not something that can simply be swept under the rug. This isn't the first time a team has had to navigate a toxic locker room. But what makes this situation unique is the high-profile nature of both players involved and the irreconcilable nature of their conflict. If this were a role player making noise, the decision would be easy. But we're talking about a former All-Pro cornerback and a quarterback with a fully guaranteed franchise-altering contract. The Browns can't just trade one without sending a massive message, and that's what makes this so dangerous. Any move, keeping Watson, trading Ward, trying to force a resolution, will carry consequences both internally and publicly. Fans are already reacting with a mix of frustration, disbelief, and sadness. Many had hoped that the Browns had finally turned a corner, that the years of dysfunction were in the past. But this latest development feels like deja vu. The team once again finds itself engulfed in controversy. Not because of what happened on the field, but because of what's happening behind closed doors. It raises serious questions about the leadership structure, the culture being fostered in Berea, and whether the front office truly understands the pulse of the locker room. If Ward follows through on his threat and refuses to suit up alongside Watson, the Browns may be forced to explore trade options. That alone would be a seismic shift. Denzel Ward, one of the most respected players in the league, hitting the trade block would cause a frenzy. Teams would line up to acquire him. But the message it would send to the rest of the Browns locker room and to the league at large would be devastating. It would confirm what many have suspected for months, that this team, for all its talent, is broken from the inside. The story is still developing, and as of now, there's no indication that either side is willing to back down. Ward is firm in his stance, and the Browns remain publicly committed to Deshaun Watson. Something has to give. Either the team finds a way to mediate this rift, or it risks losing one of its most vital leaders. The offseason was supposed to be about building momentum, adding depth, and fine-tuning a roster that still holds playoff potential. Instead, the Browns find themselves trying to hold the team together with emotional duct tape. For now, the fans wait. They wait to see if the front office will address the issue publicly. They wait to hear if Watson will respond. They wait to see whether Ward shows up when mandatory minicamp begins. But most of all, they wait to see whether this franchise can once again pull itself out of a crisis that it created. Because this isn't just about one player not wanting to play with another. It's about what kind of team the Browns want to be, and whether they have the backbone to make the hard choices ahead. The NFL is a league where leadership, character, and locker room unity matter just as much as arm strength or 40-yard dash. Times, the Browns, in their desperation to win, may have forgotten that. Now, the bill is coming due. If they choose to ignore Denzel Ward's warning, they risk watching their defense fall apart. If they choose to side with him, they're admitting a catastrophic failure with their most expensive gamble. Either way, the Browns are back in familiar territory, surrounded by questions, doubts, and drama. And this time, they might not have the answers. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you like the video, share it with a fellow fan. Hit subscribe and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!